Hello, hello everyone. Happy Thursday. Ooh, the sun is shining right in my face. Okay, I'm on my way to the office, so that's why I look a little sharp. I'm going to be busy today, so I want to give a quick reading. I think that's a bit better. I don't usually film at this time of the day, so I'm just going to lean over here. Hi. I think it's interesting with the Mueller report. I'll tell you what I think is going on, and then we'll see how accurate I get in the coming months. But what I had felt when I got into the investigation, got into the Mueller report, and got into what will probably become impeachment hearings, was I kept going back to Hope Hicks, and what I think is going to happen is I think that Hope Hicks' grand jury testimony is going to be significant, and it's interesting. I'm going to wait and see why I keep getting back to Hope Hicks, but she is definitely a part of this investigation, and we'll just see how that plays itself out. But I keep picking up on her when I do the meditations. And I think that her testimony, her grand jury testimony was stripped, but I think it's going to come up again. I think that there's also a possibility that we have not heard the last of Michael Cohen. When I did meditations on the investigation with Mueller, they were following the money, and every time they would find links to these international money schemes, they would refer it to an existing FBI investigation that was about following the money, bribe schemes, dark money, cryptocurrency investigations, how money is going in and out of the country via cryptocurrency, and people are these tax evasion and bribery. There's been a lot of investigations in the FBI regarding tax evasion, cryptocurrency, etc. And so this was just another case of that. So we'll probably start seeing the feds arresting and charging people that are part of money laundering schemes and accepting dark money, money from shady places. An example of that would be Maria Butina's boyfriend, who got in trouble for, he's in some legal trouble because of money. Trump's family, Trump's sister, and also the by the National Rifle Association being linked to foreign governments. So that is the real investigation. I talked about that, but it's not the Mueller report. And so while everyone was focusing on the Mueller report, what was omitted from the Mueller report is the real investigation. And I think that what Barr wants is he wants business back as usual in DC, and that is really what we're hearing from the Republicans. Okay, censor him, let's move on. American people want to move on, let's move on. And it is exactly what I was thinking was going to happen, which is that you put out a report that doesn't talk about following the money, because that's the actual real investigation, and you tell the American people we can move on now, there's nothing to see here, let's just get on with business. Meanwhile, the investigation is carrying on robustly, but the American people don't need to know anything about it, and everything can get back to normal. So the robust investigation is probably centered on money laundering, tax evasion, etc. by people of interest. But what's interesting here is that Mueller is very patient. Mueller always gets his man, and he's more than happy to continue to let the FBI and the SDNY will conduct these investigations for another year or two. They can even freeze an investigation and then reopen it so that when the president leaves office, he'll be facing criminal charges. If I were to predict a possible reason why Barr came in, it was to, as he said it, land the plane. So landing the plane could be one of anything. If there are people in the Republican Party like Mitch McConnell that question the mental health and stability of this president, particularly that became a problem during the government shutdown, then bringing somebody in to take control over this investigation and to shut down the investigation and get things back to normal, Barr would be the perfect person. because publicly it looks like Trump is doing great, his base likes him, everything's back to normal, but we're seeing cracks in the facade, because the Senate is now forcing him, he's had to do 2 vetoes, and I just don't see him holding on to the Republican support that we thought he was so strong, that he had this strong support. I don't think that that's what we're going to be seeing in the coming days. And we're also going to start probably seeing Republican challengers. I think that's all I have, but I do think that the investigation is going to continue on, and there's going to continue to be leaks. What I had predicted for the Mueller report was that we would get Trump on a lesser sentence, Trump on witness tampering, obstruction of justice, abuse of power, and a general disregard for the office he holds. I believe that that was my prediction. So we'll just see how it plays itself out. And yeah, so that's what I saw, and that Rosenstein was the person that got it all started and may go down in history as the unsung hero. And I suspect he was also the deep throat out of the Justice Department, the mysterious deep throat out of the Justice Department that was supplying old information from the intelligence agencies. I think there's a good chance that that was Rosenstein. And I think Rosenstein, I really think that Rosenstein risked a lot to do what he did. And it's kind of cool that he looks the way he does, because it kind of helps it. People will think, no, it's just Rosenstein. He's just like a deputy. But in a way, that's good, because it kind of protects him, because, yeah, I think he's one of the main leakers. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. Hope everybody has a happy Passover, happy Easter. I think that we could see a tide turning over the Easter week, because it'll give more people time to sit down and spend a week reading the report. So it'll be interesting to see how, as reality sets in and more people read more of the report and more leaks come out, we may start to see the tide turn yet again. So I'm going to use the Radiance deck. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and see what it's going to be like over the week. I'm just going to check and see how our Easter is going to go, how our Passover is going to go, as more and more Americans have a chance to read the report. And okay, let's see what the coming week is going to be like, what we have to look forward to, and yeah, let's take a look. All right, let us see how the Republicans are going to respond to the Mueller report, how the people are going to respond to the Mueller report now that we've got a week off to sit and digest the Mueller report. Also, I think the full Mueller report is going to get released, if it hasn't already, secretly. I suspect it has. I believe Pelosi has a copy, but let's take a look. That's a good question also. If we could also ask Spirit to tell us if Pelosi has a copy of the unredacted Mueller's report, and if Rob Rosenstein has already handed it over secretly. Rod Rosenstein said he would never lie to the American people if he was the one that would have to deliver the information, and it was telling to me that he remained silent and did not. He stood there, but he remained silent. And I thought that that was very telling. Where we are at right now, the base card is moving on. Travel, things are moving, possibly moving on, and yet the investigation continues. The mastery continues. The final, this is something that's incomplete, but it's being finalized. The last coin is being hammered out. The investigation continues. The investigation is moving on, but the investigation is continuing. This investigation is not over. Defeat. Defeat is over. the nation. An inverted Ace of Swords. Defeat. A feeling of defeat. A feeling of defeat and a feeling of grief. A feeling of frustration in the country. What is above? Here's Mueller. The report. Walking away. Mueller's going to probably have to come before Congress because he's moving into the future. He's in the 4th house. So people always ask me, is this the 3rd or the 4th house? It's technically the 4th house, but it's the 3rd card I lay down, so I always get confused. But the 4th house moving in. Yeah, I think something's going to get wrapped up by the end of April. There's a crash coming. There's a crash coming by next week. The party's over. Confusion. Let's do a clarification. Power. There's more coming. There's more leaks coming. There's more information coming out. Mueller is not done. And we're talking about investigators that are masters at their craft. People should not underestimate Robert Mueller. This investigation, like I said, is not done. And we can see now the King of Pentacles is moving away. The King of Pentacles has done what they were supposed to do, so I think the leak has already happened. The crash is coming. Mark my words, the Gang of 8 either has it or will have it very soon. The crash and then the power returns. So I think what we're looking at is that I think the Gang of 8 or Pelosi probably is going to have access to the full report over Easter break. I think this investigation is moving full steam ahead. And it is chasing after the money, and that those are separate investigations that were never going to be part of the Mueller report, but are ultimately the meat of what the feds and the SDNY are investigating. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. May everybody have a peaceful and happy Passover. May things pass over. May the truth come out, whatever it is. And everybody stay safe, and a peaceful Easter to everyone as well. If anyone wants to have readings, be sure and reach out to me. You can find the information below, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Time to close your eyes and get to sleep.
Mr. Andrea Bocelli, does Elmo have to?
Elmo, we have had a story, a song. It's late and you must be sleepy.
Elmo isn't sleepy. Elmo wants some water and another story. Elmo's eyes are open, wide awake, and Elmo doesn't feel so snory.
I think Mila likes Elmo. You like Bocelli? What do you think, Mila? You like Bocelli?
Such a wonderful day, playing, counting to 20.